grab y'all some tea or some water or some type of beverage to sip on, because we getting deep today. Hey guys, what is up? What it do? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Kaice, and if you are new, please take 1 second, go down below, hit that subscribe button, and click that little bell button so you'll never miss when I post a new video. Let me know what you guys think of my new intro. A lot of you guys were complaining that my intro was way too long, so hopefully you guys like this one better. And a lot of you guys hated the song. So welcome back to another episode of Self-Care Sunday. Today I'm not going to be trying a bunch of new products because, like I mentioned maybe like a week or two ago, my skin has been acting crazy on me. So pretty much the only thing that I've been using on my skin is this Dr. Dennis Gross clarifying mask. I used this last week in my bath routine video. Since I'm trying not to try a bunch of new things, this is pretty much the only mask that I've been using to help clear my skin. I haven't been trying new serums, new moisturizers, literally nothing. So I'm keeping it very simple today. So if you read the title, then I'm sure that you saw that today we're going to be talking about my toxic traits, and not just my toxic traits in relationships, but like in general. I feel like any of your toxic traits, they roll over to all parts of your life. And I'm going to talk to you guys about why I think it's so important to admit what your toxic traits are. Because honestly, to me, a big part of self-care is actually teaching yourself how to unlearn bad habits that you have, taking accountability for how some of the things that you do may affect yourself or other people, and taking the right steps to change that. So let's jump right into it. I'm gonna just go ahead and start applying this mask. So I would say that my first toxic trait is that I am very sensitive. And sensitivity is not a bad thing, but it becomes a problem when your sensitivity causes you to overcare about what other people think sometimes, or even create scenarios in your head about what you think someone might say or do because you're very sensitive to how people might react to something. So I'm gonna give an example of how this plays into all parts of my life. So like in the workplace, right? Sometimes it can be hard for me to take corrective criticism. Like I know how to properly take it and not, rebuttal in a bad way. But sometimes I'll take what someone says to heart. Like, okay, let's say my manager tells me, oh, Kaice, you need to work on, I don't know, properly having the correct communication with customers to figure out what it is they need. I will take that and be like, oh, well, do I suck at talking? Oh, are the things that I'm saying not good enough? And this kind of started in my childhood because my parents were police officers, and they were always very, not strict, but they were very like blunt about things when things were not right. And so sometimes I just worry, about what people are gonna say, what people are gonna think. And you guys might look at my platform and think, how could you possibly care what people think, and you're always, doing things outside the box and doing what you want to do on social media. But it's completely different in real life. I feel like on social media, it's a lot easier to defend myself, and it's a lot easier to not show my feelings as much. But in person, I am quick to like just start crying. And that also affects my relationship sometimes, because my boyfriend is also extremely like blunt. Like sometimes it's a little too blunt, and sometimes he'll even be playing and I'll just take it to heart and get upset. And then that causes arguments sometimes too, because he'll be like, yo, I was just playing, like you don't have to take it so seriously. And I'll be like, but blah, 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 blah. And so I've definitely been trying to work on my sensitivity, because it's not a bad thing. Actually, sensitivity can sometimes be a sign of strength. But if it affects you in a way that negatively impacts your relationships, your work life, your friendships, you might just have to start trying to tell yourself to be a little bit more lighthearted. Because the same thing sometimes happen in my friendships, where they'll tell me a joke or they'll say something like slick about me, and I'll take it to heart. And then I go to the point where I overthink, and then it just becomes something that it was not supposed to become. I haven't really figured out how to combat that. I just kind of have to force myself in situations where it happens to, like I said, be a little bit more lighthearted and not take everything so seriously sometimes, which is easier said than done, especially when someone says something that actually ticks a nerve. But yeah, my sensitivity has definitely put me in some not good situations. Going like hand in hand with that, another toxic trait that I would say that I have is my anxiety. So because I'm so sensitive, sometimes it causes me to become anxious about everything. And my anxiety hits different. Like, I think that I suffer from general anxiety. So like day to day, worrying about my plans for the day, worrying about things that I have to get done, worrying about things that Sometimes I can't even control. Sometimes thinking a little bit too far in the future. And then I also have social anxiety. And the social anxiety is what goes hand in hand with my sensitivity, because like I said, let's say a friend or someone just says something and they're joking, but my sensitivity forces me to take it to heart, and then my anxiety makes me overthink everything. So someone could say one thing about me, and then every time I'm around them or every time I even speak around them, I think about what they said and I'm like, am I acting that way, or am I showing that trait? Sometimes it has even caused me to suppress my personality because I'm just worried about someone else's reaction, or I'm worried about how I'm appearing to other people or what they really think about me. And honestly, it's so stressful and it's very hard to deal with because it's all a mental thing. So like you could tell yourself, oh, they were joking, oh, don't worry about it. But then when you're in a situation where you have to actually like force yourself to act on that, it's hard. It really is mind over matter sometimes. And anxiety doesn't always mean like being over or like hypertensive. It could also mean causing you to be a procrastinator. An example of that with like my influencing and my YouTube stuff, sometimes I will literally overthink a video idea or overthink a content idea to the point where I don't even do it because I don't feel like I'm good enough, or I don't feel like what I have is good enough, or I don't feel like my vision is gonna come the way that I really wanted to, and then I just don't do it. And I could spend days planning something and then get to the point where I'm about to do it and then be like, start to tell myself it's not gonna work, start to tell myself, I literally start to create scenarios in my head of things going wrong when I'm trying to make it, and then I just end up not doing it. And it happens so often. And sometimes it affects my friendships and my relationships in a way that they don't even see. So like I'll be in my head about something the entire time I'm in a group or the entire time I'm hanging out with somebody and they don't even know. But it's like an internal thing that I'm dealing with that I just can't wait to get back home and get away from people. And I've been dealing with that since I was little. Like I even had to deal with that hanging around my older cousins sometimes, just being anxious and being afraid of who knows what, just literally making up shit in my head. And I really want to work on that, and I'm trying to work on that because it's no fun when you're trying to hang with people and you're just in your head the entire time, not even really enjoying the moment or not even really being present with everyone, just thinking what are they thinking about me, what are they thinking about me, being afraid to speak sometimes because I don't know how it's going to come out, I don't know how people are going to perceive it. And that's another reason why I don't really talk much on YouTube like this. I do mostly voiceovers because voiceovers I can record. If I mess up saying it, I can delete it and redo it. When I'm candidly talking like this, it's not as easy to like go back and re-say it. Like I can do that and edit it this way, but I really do get nervous sometimes thinking like, what if I don't say the right thing? What if I forget to say something? Like my anxiety has caused so much fear in my life, and like I said, I've been working on it, but it really does still affect me. Anxiety and fear are like hand in hand, and I know that sometimes I do come off as somebody that doesn't fear anything and just does everything and whatever the case is, but it has taken like so much self-work, meaning forcing myself to push myself out of that comfort zone to be able to do those things, because I do suffer from serious anxiety. Going hand in hand with that, I would also say I suck at communicating sometimes. So like with the influencing stuff, I look at other influencers sometimes and they're just so good at getting their point across. They're so good at like putting their thoughts into words and making people understand it so vividly and so clearly. Some people are just so good at speaking. They're so good at like getting people to listen to them, getting people to see their perspective the way they want their perspective to be seen. I feel like I struggle with that because like I have great ideas in my head. I have things that I want to say, but sometimes it's very hard for me to articulate that. And so that goes hand in hand with my anxiety and my sensitivity, because I'm like, you know, I know what I want to say, but I can't figure out how to freaking say it. And then sometimes I'll try to say it and it will come out completely wrong, and then I'll be mad at myself, and then that goes into overthinking, and then it's just like a cycle sometimes. Communication is not something that you just figure out how to overcome or figure out how to like properly do overnight. Sometimes I literally have to write down what it is I'm trying to say. I have to say it to myself and then go say it to somebody else, or then go say it on camera. Like I said, I know I make it look easy sometimes to just sit up here and talk, but trust me, most of the time when I do talking videos like this, I have to write down my thoughts first. Most of my chit chat videos, I have had to literally make a script. Like not a script, but I'll have to write down my ideas, like bullet point them, so I can make sure that I say everything in the right order, the way that I want it to be said. Because if I just sit here and try to start talking, it does not come out right. Same thing in my relationships. Like sometimes I'll feel some way about something, or I'll want to talk about something, and then when I get in front of the person and I want to say it, I'm like frozen, or I say it and it comes out the wrong way. And that has caused problems in my current relationship sometimes, because I will feel something about something, I will say how I feel, but it comes out completely wrong. And even right after I say it, I'm like, wait, that's not exactly what I meant to say. And then he'll take it the wrong way. Well, he'll take it the way that I said it, because that's the way it came out, but that's not really what I meant. And then I have to try to go back and be like, but wait, that's not really what I meant. And then trying to tell somebody that what you said is not what you meant, and then going back and trying to say what you really meant, they're gonna be like, but what? They're gonna be like, you can't just say something and then take it back, you know? And so then that rolls over into anxiety again, because like I said, I fear that that will happen and it'll cause problems. And I'm not really a confrontational person. I don't like arguing with people. I don't like going back and forth. I'm like extremely liberal. I like the one that loves to have the peace. My moon is in Libra, so I just am the diplomat. I love for there to be peace all the time. And so sometimes that will cause me to just not say anything, which goes into my next toxic trait. Sometimes I just close off, like, because I'm afraid that what I will say or what I will do will come off the wrong way. I just don't do it, or I don't say it. And that causes a lot of buildup sometimes. And in my friendships and my relationships, and even in the workplace, sometimes I will feel resentment towards people for not knowing how I really feel about something, but I never said it. And resentment to me is like a buildup of feelings that you have inside, or thoughts that you have inside that you have not expressed. And like I said, because sometimes I fear the confrontation, or sometimes I fear the reaction, or I fear my words not coming across correctly, I just won't say it. I just won't do anything. And so it seems like the situation is peaceful. It seems like everything is okay, but on the inside, I'm really not okay. And like my boyfriend says all the time, like, I can't read your mind. Like, you have to figure out how to say what you want to say. And the longer that you try to keep things in and you try to make it seem like you're not bothered, the harder it's going to be on yourself. Because, and I'm very good, like very good at pretending like I'm okay when I'm really not. Like, you guys see the smile, you guys see like how happy and giddy I am most of the time. And I will act that way in person with people too, and really still feel some type of way inside, or not really be okay inside. And that's really toxic for myself, and it's toxic for my relationships and friendships, because I could have internal beef with somebody and they don't even know. There could be a situation in a friendship or relationship that could have easily been fixed if I would have just spoke up and not been afraid of, you know, what was gonna happen. And then all of that pressure and all that buildup that was inside of me could have been easily released. And it probably could have even made the relationship or the friendship stronger, because, you know, I was being open and honest. I'm sure that if you watch my videos, you have seen this tattoo that I have behind my ear. It's actually like a hand with a rose. It looks like they're giving it the rose to someone. That tattoo was actually supposed to represent vulnerability. And I got it because I wanted to force myself, or like teach myself how to be vulnerable, how to be open, and how to be okay with expressing myself. So that person holding the rose is supposed to be like me giving my vulnerability to other people and being okay with being open. I still have not mastered it, but that tattoo is very symbolic to me for that reason. And when I look at the type of woman that I want to be in the future, I know that I have to train myself to not be afraid to speak. How am I going to be a leader if I can't even give people feedback? You know, if I can't even talk to people about something that they're doing that's bothering me, or something that they're doing that's wrong. I can't own a business where I'm over top of people, overseeing people, and I can't even, you know, have a conversation with them about something that's wrong. And honestly, that's why I really admire my boyfriend so much, because he does not care. Okay, if he feels a way about something, he's gonna speak on it. If you do something towards him that he does not like, he will speak on it. And so I'm definitely trying to get to the point where I can do that too. I'm gonna go rinse off this face mask, and then I'll come back to talk about the last toxic trait. That felt so good to rinse off. I love doing face masks. Face masks are like #1 self-care for me. Okay, so the only product I'm going to be applying to my skin now is the Great Barrier Relief Serum. This is from Crave Beauty. So this is a serum that basically is created to help repair the skin barrier. It's really good if you have sensitive skin or if you've like over exfoliated your skin. I've been liking it so far. I've been using it for about a week and I definitely do see improvement in my skin. You guys know that I do chemical peels, so it's really important for me to make sure that I'm actually protecting my skin barrier, because sometimes it can get a little overwhelming on my skin, and that could be one of the reasons why my skin has been breaking out. It's not the main reason. The main reason is really because I've been eating citrus and I should not have been. My skin is very sensitive to citrus fruits, so like strawberries, pineapples, what else, oranges, lime, and I've just been eating them like I don't have, like I'm not allergic to them. So that's the main reason why my skin been acting crazy. But so the last toxic trait that I would say that I have is sometimes I can be a hypocrite. I'm also gonna put on this Laneige sleeping night mask even though it is 12 o'clock in the afternoon, because my lips be dry and it works as a regular lip moisturizer too. But yeah, I say I'm a hypocrite sometimes because I will say, or I'll tell somebody to do something, or I'll tell somebody to not do something, or I'll give my advice on something and literally do the exact opposite. Or sometimes I can even have an expectation for my relationships or my friendships and not even live up to that expectation myself. So when me and my boyfriend first started dating, like I said, I've always sucked at communicating, but like he really sucked at communicating. And so I would get upset with him for not communicating how he felt. The whole time I wasn't communicating how I felt either. So how are you gonna expect somebody to do something that you're not even trying to do yourself? And even when he would try to communicate better, I would still not communicate correctly, you know? And so that has caused issues. Sometimes I would expect like my friends to be there for certain things or to support me in certain ways, and I would find myself not even being a really supportive friend or not being the type of friend that I want for myself. I know you guys have heard the saying, treat others how you want to be treated, and you just can't expect certain things from certain people or even things out of life if you're not projecting that yourself. And then there's even little things like I've posted or reposted memes or quotes or whatever on my Instagram talking about something super inspirational or talking about something that you should be doing as an individual, and then I'm not even doing that crap myself in my life. So something else that I've really been trying to work on is like manifesting the type of energy that I want in my life by being that myself. I feel like when you exhibit a certain amount of energy, that radiates to other people, that radiates to the universe, and only good can come from that. But honestly, you can't radiate negative energy, you can't speak negative energy, you can't even speak of something and not, you know, live it yourself and expect it to manifest in your life. So another huge part of my self-care when I take the time to myself is thinking about ways that I can be a better friend, ways that I can be a better communicator, just being a better light in other people's lives. Because like I said, I can be so closed off, I can be so to myself, and you can't expect positive energy to come to you from that. Yes, it's good to take time to yourself, and it's good to, you know, block off energy when it's not right for you. But if you have a certain expectation for your life or for the people that you want in your life, you have to exhibit that yourself. I don't think my toxic traits are horrible. Like I know people that have way worse toxic traits, but these are just some of the things that I've noticed about myself that I want to work on and fix. And like I said, that's a huge part of self-care. If you can't, you know, take ownership, or you can't be honest with yourself about things that are wrong or things that you want to fix, how can you better them? How are you going to improve from that? How are you going to be the person that you say that you want to be, and you're not working to fix the things that are holding you back from being that person? So that's all I got for you guys today. Sorry I wasn't able to try a bunch of new products today. Like I said, I've been trying to clear my skin, but after this week I'll be going back to trying out new things. I think my skin is getting a lot better. I still got some dark marks to deal with, and I have this ginormous pimple right here. Overall, things are getting better. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Those really help me out. And make sure to check out all of the other self-care Sunday episodes if you haven't. And hopefully I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye.